Hello guys, welcome back to this beautiful podcast named as Wisdom WISER episode number 3. Today we have a beautiful and amazing guest. Her name is Silpa Nayak. She is a soft skills, spoken English and communication coach. Talking about her experience, she has worked in the HR domain for a various couple of years. In that HR domain, she is handling multiple roles and responsibilities starting from hiring, training and development, employee engagement and so on. And also she is having a lot of experience in terms of training various college students. She went to various colleges and trained for the final year students for the interview preparation and all. And also she has done multiple workshops with respect to campus to corporate, and she has done junior management workshop, and also she loved training with young working professionals. Without much further ado, let's welcome our beloved guest Silpa Nayak ma'am to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Manoj. Thanks a lot. I'm really feeling blessed that I got this opportunity where I can share my belief, my story with the world. And I'm really thankful to you for giving me this opportunity. So thank you so much.
So how are you feeling, ma'am, on this Saturday?
I'm really feeling very great, trust me, because it's very rare that we get such an amazing opportunity to share our story with the world, and we get that opportunity that people know us. But I'm lucky, I'm feeling, considering myself lucky that I got this opportunity, and thank you so much for that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Before that, if you would like to introduce yourself to the guest, they are for the very first time they are meeting you. Like, how do you introduce yourself?
Sure, definitely. So, hello everyone. My name is Silpa Nayak, as Manoj mentioned. I'm basically from Cuttack, Odisha, and here in Bangalore, I am here since last around 5 to 6 years, and I've been into HR and training, of course, as a freelancing base, not freelancing and consulting basis. I have consulted and worked with few MNCs, individual clients, colleges, etc. My expertise is into human resource and training on soft skills. My soft skills expertise is into business communication, spoken English, corporate etiquette, campus to corporate, and other social soft skills topics as well. Apart from this, my family includes my father, my mother, who are based out of Cuttack, and I have one younger sister. She is into Narayana Health as an internal auditor. And yes, I'm married and I'm based out in Bangalore with my husband.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
my hobbies include watching a lot of series on TV, and also I love researching content. I have always aspired to be a people person, and that's what I am today, for which I'm feeling blessed. And I'm also the council member of WICI, Women's Indian Chapter of Commerce and Industry, Anti-Sexual Harassment Karnataka Chapter.
Great.
So till date, I have trained around 1,500 plus participants across colleges and corporates, and also one-on-one consulting. So when it comes to one-on-one consulting, it includes complete training need analysis, designing customized content, and also doing the follow-up and keeping a track of the progress of my client. So this is pretty much about me.
Great, ma'am. Great. Thanks for the wonderful intro, ma'am.
Yes.
We are working in. For working with any environment for that matter, instead of startup or log organizations or in college, building a team is very, very important, right? So if we have a strong team with determination, we can succeed in our mission. So can you tell me what are the necessary ingredients we need to inculcate in order to build a strong team in the initial phase of organization?
Absolutely. In any organization for that matter, it's very important to have a strong bonded team. Now, when I tell strong bonded team, it doesn't mean only having good and positive relationships. Yes, it might be possible that we can have conflict in between the team members, but again, the conflict should be handled in a positive way. In any team, for that matter, it is very important that we should have strong communication skills, as in what we are expecting out of our team member, what our team member is supposed to do. Everything should be transparent enough. Apart from that, empathy factor is very much important. Now, when I talk about empathy, it is not only considering expressing my emotions to the other, it also includes understanding my team members' emotions as well. And of course, apart from communication and empathy, what is most needed is collaboration. It's not about I when it comes to team, it's also about we as a team. So our approaches should not be only focused to I as an individual contributor, but also it should be we, so that there is a win-win situation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. And a lot of time I observe, ma'am, whenever I go to colleges and all, people get confused between goals and dreams. And also, we should have our dreams and goals. Both the things is very, very important, because if we don't have our dreams and goals, we don't know how exactly we are moving forward in life, like, where exactly we are heading towards in our life. So can you tell me what is the difference between dreams and goals, and how to set a realistic goals in our life?
So for me, what I have always realized is dream is something which may or may not be converted into a goal. We see a lot of dreams, we fancy a lot of things. We could aspire anything, but is it a goal? No. Now, when it comes to a goal has a mindset. A goal includes hard work. A goal includes planning and effort. Dream might not require a plan, but if a dream has to get converted into a goal, it requires immense hard work, planning, prioritizing, thinking about pros and cons, and then moving towards achieving it with determination and perseverance. So this is the biggest difference between a dream and a goal. That is, a dream may or may not be a goal, but a goal always starts from a dream. Now, what converts a dream into a goal? That is hard work and consistency.
Okay. Great, ma'am. Ma'am, I have visited so many colleges, and you also visited so many colleges, and you have trained a lot of graduates and all. So people are very good at academics, but when it comes to clearing the interviews, they go one step back. They can't able to do it well with their 100% potential.
Yes.
So can you tell me why most people can't able to clear interviews even though they are having a very good marks in their academics?
The core reason is lack of people skills, lack of soft skills, what we say in the training industry, lack of communication skills, what we say. Now, the person might have good degree, good CGPA. He would be able to answer the questions which are based on his degree, on his academics. But if his body language is not up to the mark, or for example, if he is not in the mindset of communicating his things well, he might not be knowing hundreds of things in his mind, but if he is not able to communicate, then obviously the ultimate result is a rejection. He might be showing some kind of negative attitude in front of the interviewers. He might be arrogant. He might not be knowing how to come well prepared in an interview, how to come in a hygienic manner to an interview. The lack of seriousness. So there are a lot of people skills which an interviewer judge while taking an interview of a candidate. Be it in college, be it in a corporate, doesn't matter. A healthy, successful interview conversion is a combination mix of both hard skills and soft skills. I'm not saying that if you only carry good soft skills with you and zero hard skills, you will get selected. But a proper preparation of the necessary hard skills along with strong people skills is what ensures a successful conversion of an interview.
Okay. And one more thing, ma'am. Creating a first impression matters a lot, like, whether we are in college, whether we are in working professionals, like, whether we are going for attending any interviews for that matter. But most people fail to make that first impression. As the saying goes, you will never get a second chance to make a first impression. So how to make an appealing first impression so that the interviewer get impressed and they'll have a very good relationship with us?
The first point is how you are dressing up and what etiquette are you following while coming in front of an interviewer. People often feel that I know everything. Why should I get dressed well? Who would look at mine? Now, getting well dressed doesn't mean wearing brands. Getting well dressed means everything should be in proper place. Complete hygiene maintenance. The way your shirt or your pants, or if there is a female, for example, whatever you are wearing should be neatly ironed, should be clean. For example, if you're wearing formal shoes, those are clean because nobody is going to see the price tag or the brand of those. But people will see how hygienically you have wore those. Is your hair in a proper manner? If you're wearing some jewelry or accessories, are you in a proper coordination with the corporate? Now, second, your confidence, your body language. Are you entering into the room confidently with a positive smile on your face, or is your body language showing arrogance? Now, a lot of people, they become so overconfident in their body language that it itself become an arrogant factor. Interviewer do notice all of these aspects. The way you are showing a hello gesture to them. Are you waiting for them to tell you to sit, or you are just assuming yourself? How are you staring at them? Are you staring at them, or are you making a proper eye contact with them? Now, these are a couple of things which really determine if you are creating a first impression, a good positive first impression, or is it your last day? So right at that moment, the interviewer will create a mindset for you. And then follows the interview process. So it's very important that we take care of our body language and of our dressing while appearing for an interview with proper etiquette. Are we saying hello, or are we saying a hi?
And one more thing, ma'am. When it comes to the interpersonal skills and interpersonal skills, people, most of the students fail to develop these two skills in the college life. Can you tell me, can you distinguish between these two things, what is interpersonal skills and what is intrapersonal skills, and how one should develop these two skills while they are in college itself?
Okay, now interpersonal skills, there's a slight difference between both of the skills. Now, when it comes to interpersonal skills, it's about how you are behaving or how you are dealing with the other person, and intraperson is how you are dealing with yourself. How you are behaving with yourself. Now, from the very first day, you have to ensure that you are not hurting yourself for any reason. You're not hurting the other person as well. You're talking softly. You're having total grip on your body language, on your words you are saying. You're focused on what you are communicating. Are you going too overboard, or are you too shy? You need to take care of each and every element when it comes to having good intrapersonal as well as interpersonal skills. Taking care of self-emotions, taking care of others' emotions. Now, often people, what happens, in order to maintain good relations with the other person, they sabotage their identity. They sabotage their development and growth. It is not advisable. And similarly, there are a lot of people who become so self-centered that they are always bothered about themselves, that they don't bother about the surrounding people who are there in the surrounding. So both of them are not advisable. You should, as a person, you should have a healthy balance. You should have boundaries. You should have set boundaries for yourself. You should have set boundaries when it comes to maintaining relationship with others. At what point of time you have to say yes, and at what time you have to say no. Because sometimes in maintaining relationships, it is not advisable to say yes to everything, what most of us do. In order to save our relationship, we say yes on everything. But actually, are we just compromising to a relationship, and because of that are we saying yes for everything? Because a good healthy relationship means that there can be a conflict of interest. But at the same time, how are we dealing with that conflict is what matters the most.
Ma'am, since you have worked in HR domain in multiple companies, I know that many people have came forward and told you about the stress and lot of working pressure in their organization. So
Absolutely.
this stress has become one of the most dangerous and also lot of problems with lot of employees. Can you tell me how one should deal with this stress in terms of their professional life? Because of the stress, most of the relationship get harmed and they can't able to manage the work-life balance. So how one can overcome the stress, ma'am, in the working profession?
Now the first thing is clear expectations from the management. The first thing, because if there is conflict of interest and expectations, stress will automatically be there. Number 2, listing down of stresses. Now what is a stressor? Stressor is something which is giving you a stress. Now it is my advice to all the people who face stress, it's very important to note down the stresses. What exactly is the stress? Is it something which I am just looking at it superficially, or is it really deep? Now a lot of people, what they do is the actual reason could be a different reason, which is deep underlying.
Okay.
But superficially, they would be telling that I'm stressed because of this or I'm stressed because of that. But if you actually look at it, the stress reason would be different. So while noting the stresses, you need to go a little deep down. What are the actual reasons of my stress? And then clicking from beginning to the last. Okay, first reason. Is it really worth to get stressed for it? What can I do to remove the stress?
Okay.
Third is removing the unwanted stresses. If you can delegate it to someone, better you delegate it. If you can at all delete it from your life, it's the best option.
Okay.
And then the list comes down to a few stresses. Now the positives, now we have to understand for each of the stressor, what can be done the best. See, I will never say that we will not have stress. Stress is a very important aspect of our life. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we carry stress with ourselves. So it is always said as stress management.
Stress management.
Because the ultimate thing what we can do with stress is managing it. Through by bringing a lot of changes in our own lifestyle as well, by doing a gymming or a small exercise, meditation. Now a lot of people, they just go on preaching about these ideas, but they never do it in their actual life. So what I would request my audience is, do whatever you like to do. Like for example, in my case, if I'm stressed, I just love to watch television. Because at that point of time, it is something which gives me a lot of peace and relaxation. I enjoy a lot.
That is your
I
stress
simply
buster.
go out. Yes, I simply go out for shopping because that something relieves me. Now, every person knows what makes him happy, what makes him relaxed. Do at that point of time.
Exactly. So as you clearly mentioned, whenever we're getting a lot of stressful situation, it's better to jot it down all the things. When we jot it down, 50% of the problems will vanish then and there only.
Absolutely, because you will automatically have a clear idea. Okay, these are the reasons. Okay, this though I can handle, this though I can delete. And the most important is time management. Time management, because if you realize, most of the stress in our life is due to mismanagement, be it finance, be it time, be it career.
Okay.
So starting from day one, we need to ensure that we are not getting into a crisis zone.
Okay.
For example, time management. If we, now procrastination is a big enemy. Now, for example, if I know something is important and this is something which I have to do it, why would I unnecessarily delay it even? If I know that this has to be done by me, I'm not in a position to delegate it. I'm not in a position to delete it even. I have to do it, and this is very important. Then better I should do it first and then move to next.
Okay.
Because till the moment I have been delaying that, it will create unnecessary stress in my mind. So the first and the foremost approach is if we can give a solution to our stress. Then if not, then we can find other ways to manage that stress.
Okay.
Because the moment you start dealing an important thing, you would yourself realize that even though you are engaging in other happy tasks, still that one task, important thing which you have delayed will bother you.
Yeah.
You would be outside watching a movie with your friends, but you will not be able to watch the movie with wholeheartedly, because somewhere you know that there is one important task which you have to complete. So better first complete the important task, then enjoy your day.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, since you traveled various colleges and trained hundreds and thousands of students across the state, so I must know that you have conducted a lot of orientation session, lot of motivational and inspiring session. Can you tell me, if a person wanted to enter into the coaching field and wanted to become a motivational speaker, so what are the steps they need to inculcate? What are the steps they need to take at the beginning of their journey?
So at the very beginning, it is important that you should be 100% good in your presentation skills, in your public speaking skills. Because being a motivational speaker is not something the way we say a chutki bajana or a one night thing. So one need to brush up his presentation and public speaking skills, and how that person can do that by practicing it on a daily basis, by making self-recorded videos, by attending Toastmasters club, and there are a lot of other public speaking clubs in every city nowadays. By joining some online courses to know the ABC of public speaking. And once it is done, because public speaking is not something a one day thing, it is a consistent process. Every day, every time you have to learn, you have to be every day better at your skills. And then you should look out for opportunities where you can speak. It could be both paid and unpaid, because in the beginning it's more about opportunities than the payment. Start establishing yourself as a public speaker in whatever clubs possible. Now Toastmasters is one of the most popular platforms. Similarly, we have Rotary clubs, we have a lot of other clubs. Try to become a volunteer at a lot of public speaking workshops, events at NGOs, etc., where people at least would know that you have such good public speaking skills. Try uploading good videos. Try uploading good videos on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, where you are giving a motivational speech. So slowly and eventually, when people will start recognizing you, then you can be a successful motivational speaker.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, since I worked in a couple of companies, most of the time all the management is facing productivity and performance challenges. So each and every organization, each and every colleges, government organizations looking for a higher productivity level and also higher performance from each and every employee.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how one can increase their productivity to achieve more in less time?
So basically you're talking about smart work. So every smart work has to be done with hard work as well. That's what I believe. And to enhance the productivity, first it is important that we are aware about our goals. What exactly are we working on? Are we having too much on our plate? First. Number two, are we reactive or are we proactive? Are we finishing up the things on time? And if we are delaying for some reason, then what is that reason? Are we just procrastinating it, or is there a genuine reason for delay? Number three, clear communication with the leads, with the management. Seeking their advice from time to time on how to develop, how to grow in the position itself. Looking for opportunities beyond the set goals. Looking to contribute more to the organization, to your team. Now all of these, slowly, through all of these tasks, slowly and eventually one becomes productive by becoming transparent enough. For example, if you have not done something, understand why you have not done it. communicate it to the concerned stakeholders on time, taking the ownership and being accountable for your work. Now, the moment you become the owner of your work, the moment you realize that you are accountable for something, you plan accordingly. You plan the strategies on how to achieve that goal on time, right? Now, the moment you feel that this is my own and I have to complete it, you channelize all your efforts in that direction. And whenever you face an obstacle, you immediately inform to your concerned stakeholder. You try to get help from them. And this is how one can become even more productive.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, since I spoke with many students, the major challenge which each and every student facing is distractions. So, I mean, right now we are in the age of social media age. People are having a lot of distractions, like, in terms of online and all. So how one can overcome the distractions so that they can focus more on their studies, not on some other things?
Okay, just the way I mentioned about stresses, when you asked me about stress management, similarly, it's very important that we also have a list of distractors. What exactly is distracting me? Number 2, taking help of a promise. For example, I'm now currently with you, engaging with you. I'll have a promise to me that I am not going to look at my mobile for next 60 minutes or 90 minutes, whatever I am with you. Suppose you are getting into a very important task of doing something. Decide, be firm on your decision that you are not, until unless you have not completed that task, you're not going to deviate from that. Setting a proper time, setting some time for social media. For example, in entire day, I will spend 1 hour or half an hour on Instagram and half an hour Facebook browsing.
Okay.
Curtail the usage of unnecessary browsing, basically, because nowadays social media has become one of the major distraction, to be very honest. People spend a lot of valuable time in simply browsing and browsing. Follow genuine people, follow genuine content. So through all of these, one can avoid the distraction. Now, one needs to be very firm in his approach.
Yeah.
Okay,
ma'am. So now, most of the students, ma'am, actually they're completing graduation and they're very comfortable in their college zone because they don't have much responsibilities, just studying the exam and cracking the exam and all. But when they are moving to the professional life, when they're moving to the corporate, that is where the challenges begins. So can you tell me how students mentally prepare themselves in order to moving from college life to corporate life?
Okay. First of all, they need to understand that corporate world is very different than a college world. Okay, so accordingly, they need to be more and even more proactive. They need to be serious enough. Now, being serious doesn't mean making a pale face and making a serious look. Second, they have to they need to understand that they have to follow a proper business etiquette. In a corporate, we deal with a lot of different people. We deal with juniors, subordinates, clients, management. Every person would be a different person. The most important is having an open mind approach, being open-minded. That corporate world is different. I'm going to meet a lot of people. So I'm not going to restrict myself to a particular community or to a particular place or to a particular profile. Okay. In corporate world, one person needs to be open to different learning. Learn, unlearn is the process. One has to always look for opportunities for development, for growth, because there will be a lot of competition as well within the team, outside the team, within the organization at every point of time. Unlike college, where your world is restricted to some 60 people for 50 people or 100 people for next 3 to 4 years. But in corporate, every hour is a competition, every day is a competition. But again, it should not be like a horse race. Corporate world demands both individual growth as well as team growth. You cannot be self-centered. You need to collaborate with your team. It's not about that you studied up to 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in night and you secured the best marks in your class and you stood out the topper. In a company, whatever you do, everything is being watched for. People will not come back to you again and again with advice and guidance just in a college. The way in a college it is done. Parents come to you, your teachers come to your help, your roommates could come to you for your help. So basic skills which we need to learn is collaboration, teamwork, discipline, proper time management with corporate etiquette, and an open-minded to learn, to develop the new skills. You need to be a quick grasper as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing, ma'am, I'll be extending the same question. Like, right now, as you said, we are in a competition world. Absolutely correct.
Yes.
Everybody is, fighting for the role, fighting for the position and all.
Absolutely.
And right now, we are in the world, I read somewhere else, to succeed in life, two things are very, very important. One is skill, second one is will. So,
yes,
can you
absolutely.
tell me what are the necessary skills one must develop in order to succeed in their professional and personal life?
First is empathy. I always emphasize on the aspect of empathy.
Okay.
And especially post-pandemic, the empathy factor has become all again very important. The moment you realize your emotions, the moment you realize what you are feeling, you will be able to direct your efforts into that direction.
Okay.
Similarly, the moment you realize other emotions, other wants, other needs, you will automatically direct all your efforts accordingly. Number 2 is clear communication skills, transparency. Now, when I talk about communication skills, it's not about whether you are excellent in English or not. When I talk about communication skills, it means whatever you are speaking clear. And the other person is also able to understand you properly. Number 3, consistency. People make plans, lot of plans, day in and day out. But if a plan has to get successful, you need to be consistent enough with that. It's not that today you have dreamt of, tomorrow you forget, day after tomorrow again you dreamt of. You need to understand the pros and cons. You have to weight your plans also. How many pros, how many cons? If there is con, how can we remove the con? And if there is pro for something, if there is a pro, then how can you leverage that pro? Trying to look for good opportunities everywhere. And most important is networking. The importance of networking, I cannot enough describe the importance of networking. What it has become today in comparison to what it was earlier.
So when you say networking, I'm getting the quotation like, rich people don't work, they network. So
absolutely, because through networking has immense power. And when again, there is a thing, networking doesn't mean just a chit chat, hi, hello. It is not restricted to hi, hello. And again, lot of people, they look at networking only from profit or loss purpose. Okay, now if I'm getting a direct opportunity from that person, I will network. If I feel that he or she is no use to me, I will stop my networking. No. Every relationship you have to value and nurture. Because today, if you have valued or nurtured the relationship, tomorrow that relationship can be as enough as fruitful to you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So you don't have to look at the relationships or networking as means to get leads. No. Leads could be a positive outcome of today's networking.
Okay, yeah.
But your mindset should not be that I am networking, that means I should get profit from that person. No. Then it's not networking. Networking means having healthy relationship with the other person.
Okay.
So you directly don't jump onto having only professional conversations.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Ma'am, in just 1 minute, 30 seconds, the meeting is going to end. Yes. I'll be sharing the fresh link, probably, so you can join that link. And so all the questions got completed. I planned around 10 questions, it got completed.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
We'll have an impromptu. I'll be asking.
Okay, now in impromptu, how many questions are you planning?
I'm planning around 6-7 questions for next 30 minutes.
Done. Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, since you have interviewed hundreds and thousands of students, like whoever comes to the interview will not get selected. Obviously, each and every interviewer is looking for some kind of skill set or some kind of talent. So, from the interviewer point of view, can you tell me some secrets and techniques? I mean, what are the skill set each and every interviewer is looking for in hiring a candidate?
First of all, they look for experience. Now, when it comes to a fresher, they look for some kind of internship experience or freelancing experience if they have done. Okay. Second is communication skills, clear communication skills. Nobody, no interviewer would ever compromise on the communication skills. Third is confidence. How confident are you in answering to a question? Now, the interviewer would not expect you to be, would not ever expect to be dishonest. And it is always advisable the person should be transparent enough. And even if the person is trying to mix or match something, at least he should know what is he doing. Unnecessary bluffing would immediately put you at light and would immediately decrease the probability of yours getting selected. So the interviewer expects an honest answer. For example, if you don't know a particular thing, you can always apologize and tell him clearly that you are not aware at this point of time. This is something what you are not aware of. But unnecessary bluffing is what every interviewer, they really hate a lot.
Actually, when we surrender to them that we don't know, so obviously they will understand the honesty.
Yes. And it also doesn't mean that in every question you would be saying that you don't know. It clearly shows that you are not even prepared for the profile you are coming in.
Yeah.
But yes, there would be one question or two questions out of 10 questions, for example, if they have asked, you might not be knowing. So be honest, whatever you know, if you actually know something, tell what you know. But if you are absolutely blank on it, then it's always better to be apologetic and move to the next question.
Okay.
Positive body language is what positive body language, a healthy smile on your face is what an interviewer looks for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, ma'am. So the next question,
of course, along with a complete preparedness on the job description about the company. So they expect a candidate to have done basic homework at least.
Yeah,
what the company is all about, what are the services of the company, if what the JD has asked, are you clear on it or not? And of course, at the end, they also expect a candidate to ask some relevant questions if possible. Yes.
Ma'am, I've seen so many students, they are very good at understanding English, they'll write English, but when it comes to speaking English, they hesitate a lot. They'll go one step backward. Yes. So, ma'am, can you tell me how exactly one can overcome this fear of speaking English in front of people?
As you mentioned clearly, the fear. So one needs to remove that fear by accepting the fact that fear will not let you ahead, will not let you go ahead. The first is overcoming the fear. Self-confidence, the first thing before practicing any tip, any technique, the first thing which one should do is having self-confidence, self-belief that I can do well, I can speak well, I am speaking well and I can speak well. This is not something that will make my progress slow. This is something which I can easily overcome. This positive affirmation is number one. Telling yourself, making yourself believe that you are capable enough to deal with this. Now, the moment we tell this to ourselves, automatically self-confidence arises. Second is practicing every day, talking to people around you, talking among your family members, talking to yourself in English, recording. Everyday recording, whatever you are speaking, just record it on your phone and listen to it where you are getting stuck.
Self-introspection.
Practicing some basic games like tongue twisters. Practicing it every day enhances fluency and enunciation a lot. Reading habit. People have forgotten this reading habit.
Yeah.
So whenever you are reading, it could be a book, it could be an article on social media, read it a little aloud so that you will be able to know where you are getting stuck. Watching English movies. And even if you're watching a regional language movie, try to read out the subtitles. If you look for a different word which you have not heard before, look out for its meaning and try to use it in your everyday life. Make a note of it. If you don't remember, make a note of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So I hope this content is very useful for most of the people, because since majority of the people are afraid of speaking English in front of people and all. Okay, so
yes.
Moving on to the next question, ma'am, since you worked in multiple companies as a HR role, so like, can you tell me how one can become a star performer? Like, most of the time, employee is doing very good in their job, in their responsibilities. He's achieving all the targets and deadlines. But even though achieving all the target and deadlines, he will not get a promotion. Like, the HR is looking for some kind of an extra skill set or extra something like extraordinary thing. So can you tell me what are the extra skill set the HR is looking for an employee in order to give the promotion?
It might vary from company to company. The HR could look for anything. Okay. But you should always follow the feedback. Now, in every company, there is a feedback process. The person needs to seriously work on the feedback which has been shared to him.
Okay.
Every HR would be having different expectations, and more than the HR, every team, every manager would having their own expectations. Talk to them, try to understand, get the necessary feedback, and work on the feedback. Slowly but steadily.
Okay.
Yes.
Since you have worked with multiple students, ma'am, can you tell me what is that one thing which is lacking from the students? Like, you have observed hundreds and thousands of students.
Consistency. I would say consistency. Not following something every day. It's done for 2 days and done.
So it leads
Dreams would not be converted into goals. Dreams would not be ever converted into goals if you don't do a proper research before plunging yourself into something.
Okay.
Before taking any decision, ask people, understand the realities behind the things, understand the pros and cons of different things. Ask yourself, are you genuinely prepared for it or not? If you are, then step into. If you are not, then why are you not, and what it will take you to get prepared for? What are the skills you are lacking currently? For example, today I decide I want to become an influencer, but what it requires to be an influencer? Is it just that I am just looking at other influencers and dreaming of or is it something which I want to get into? Because every profession, every goal will have its own share of struggle and success.
Very true.
Whether I'm prepared to take up that struggle or not. Whether I'm ready to go that extra mile or not. If not, then better I would not get into. But if I have got into, I'll remain consistent. Because every day will not be same. So nowadays, it has become a trend to just get influenced by looking at others.
Yeah.
Be it any profession. Oh wow, influencer! She's doing so much styling. Even I can do well. I can dress up well. I can wear anything and everything, and I can just be an influencer. No, try to see what that influencer is doing at the backstage. What struggle he or she has been putting in, what energy and effort that person is putting into before making a video, before making a reel and putting on social media. Even that person would have started from a 0 follower someday, and that's why today that person has been able to make followers of lakhs, 3 lakh, 5 lakh or whatever. So this is just an example what I have given, but this is applicable for every profession in life. In our Indian society, it is a trend to look at only the positive side.
everybody is looking for results. They don't looking for the reasons in which he's doing.
So when
the
they
work.
look, people will not be interested to know your backstory. People will not be interested to know your struggle.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean struggle is not there. So facing reality is very important, which today's youngsters, they avoid in general. I'm talking about.
Okay. And one more thing, what I observe is that they don't have a strong why. So, like, you know, when they don't have a strong why, obviously they can't able to move in a consistent direction. So they'll, you know, obviously they'll break that consistency. Right. Ma'am, like, you know, most of the colleges have this facility called campus recruitment, right? So most of the companies will get into the campus, and like everybody is eligible who is having some cut-off marks, and they can apply for the roles and they can get selected. But what about colleges who don't have this facility that is called campus recruitment, and if they wanted to get into the job in outside world, so what are the things they need to take care of? What are the steps they need to take care of in order to get a job?
They have to work a lot on building the skills of their people, of their students. How to face an interviewer, how to make a resume, how to give a good presentation, how to speak well in front of the interviewer, how to handle the questions which are being asked. Even if they are not able to bring the campus corporates to the college, but at least they can help their people, their students, to face the world once they are passed out from the college.
Okay.
So they can conduct a lot of training sessions. They can have internal trainers, they can call external trainers for that matter. They can encourage their students to take up courses. They can facilitate such courses in the college. They can give opportunities in the college itself by conducting mock interviews, by conducting workshops on how to build resume, how to face interview, etc. They can help them get in touch with recruiters outside or placement consultants. So even though, see, in any college, 100% placement is just in very few of the college, except few of the colleges. Rest in every college, placement is not always 100%.
Yeah.
Not every student gets placed. But then what does that student do? Does that person just sit in his home once he passed out? No, he goes out in the market. He searches for opportunities on various platforms like Naukri, Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn. They make resume on their own. They ask for referrals. When they get an opportunity, they themselves go and face the interviewer. So how do they do that? When they have the skills, they do that.
Yeah.
And they get the opportunity on their own. So colleges can help build these skills for them. If not able to bring direct companies, at least.
Okay. Ma'am, recently I have observed that when you're talking about the resume, I observed that people are creating the video resume instead of the like single sheet of resume. So what is your perspective about having a video resume? Like how it will make you to stand out from the crowd?
It adds a lot of creativity to your profile. That's it, I feel.
Okay. So if you have the video resume, obviously we can like highlight it from the other students. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe you can include a little more information in comparison to the Word document, because Word document, again, people today interviewers, they are not willing to read or 2 to 3 pages or 3 to 4 pages. So yeah, so video resume could be a little time saving as well.
Since podcast and they can able to implement all the learnings.
My
in their
pleasure.
life. Okay. So looking
My
forward to
pleasure.
have
Thank
a
you so much.
meeting in future also, ma'am.
Definitely. Same here. Thank you so much and have a nice weekend.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.